From downtown to the counties, time now for the Top 7 at 7, where we bring you the 7 stories making the biggest impact in your communities tonight.
Justice for the 6 highway workers who died in a crash on the Baltimore Beltway. I'm Jeff Hager at the Baltimore County Circuit Courthouse, where the person behind the wheel that day has now pled guilty to negligent manslaughter with an automobile in each of their deaths. Instead of a maximum of 10 years for each death, 57-year-old Lisa Leah may only face 4 years apiece, or a total of 24 years behind bars if the state gets its way, and should be eligible for parole after serving just a fraction of that time. Aside from its disappointment over the deal, victim Sybil DiMaggio's family also has filed an amended complaint, casting blame on the state for failing to close the fast lane next to the worksite and for failing to keep a large piece of equipment blocking the entrance that allowed the car to roll over the victims.
At the time of the accident, and as stated in court today by the prosecutor, there was an unprotected barrier. Thus, there was no level of protection afforded at all to Ms. DiMaggio or the other construction workers.
In Baltimore County, Jeff Hager, WMAR-2 News.
I'm Jeff Morgan in Annapolis. Governor Wes Moore is addressing SNAP benefit uncertainty from the Trump administration and escalating his push for mid-cycle redistricting in Maryland. Late Monday afternoon, the governor announced $62 million in SNAP funding meant to make Marylanders whole for November.
Our people are going to be taken care of regardless of the cruelty that we continue and the legal actions that we continue to see from this White House.
Early this morning, Moore released a video announcing the creation of a mid-cycle redistricting commission.
If you look at the maps that are established right now, those maps were pulled together in days. And frankly, the maps we have right now cut communities, cut neighborhoods. And so all I'm simply saying by the redistricting advisory commission that I've ordered is that I want to hear from the people. And we want to determine, do we have fair maps?
The commission was welcomed by Senate President Bill Ferguson, who is against mid-cycle redistricting. Senate and House Republicans pushed back against the idea of redistricting. The commission faces tight deadlines to have new maps for the 2026 elections. In Annapolis, Jeff Morgan, WMAR-2 News.
I'm Mallory Safaste in Sandtown, Winchester. A business owner in Annapolis is asking Baltimore City to stop sending her citations for vacant properties she doesn't own.
These were my little notes where I got served this paper. I found the law firm that did the title when the property was sold.
Sandy Newer runs Prestige Solutions LLC, a consulting business in good standing with the state. So when she started receiving code violations for a vacant home back in 2023, she figured it was a simple mistake.
The name on it is not mine. I mean, they think it's mine, but it's the wrong name.
The deed lists a different Prestige Solutions LLC along with Curtis Group Holdings LLC as the owners. And Sandy sent that information to Baltimore's Department of Housing and Community Development.
This inspector, who is a building official, who didn't really answer ever. So I then called the office number and I go about my happy life. And then that was like in August. And then, boom, I get this humongous lawsuit, like a couple months later, about another property. So I hire a lawyer. I answer formally this lawsuit with this letter.
The case moved forward, and the judge transferred the property to the company that filed the lawsuit.
Well, 2 days ago, I get another one about this same property that I'm apparently not the owner of, and it's another violation from an inspector. It's just one of these things that keeps you up at night. It's so disturbing.
In a statement to WMAR-2 News, a spokesperson for the Baltimore Department of Housing and Community Development said this appears to be an isolated case, and based on our initial review, this seems to be human error rather than an issue with the data itself. We are investigating why this specific violation record was not corrected when it was first brought to our attention, and we are implementing corrective measures to prevent recurrence. We tried tracking down the real owner, but the LLCs tied to this house aren't registered in Maryland, and the New Jersey filing doesn't list an owner or contact information. The city says this inconsistency between the deed and state business filings may be what's causing this misidentification. In Baltimore, Mallory Safaste, WMAR-2 News.
I'm Janae Wright, and the Baltimore City Fire Department celebrated one of its largest graduating classes today, honoring the next generation of heroes ready to answer the call. Inside of the Baltimore City Fire Academy stood over 55 new members of the department, men and women who are now firefighters and paramedics for the city. Ellis Winston says the 9 months of training was a lot of hard work, both mentally and physically, but he says the work is rewarding, knowing he and his fellow firefighters will be able to help others. Chief Wallace says he hopes to continue this momentum of recruits in the future so the department continues to grow.
Excited to get out to the field, to work and get back to the community, knowing that they're downgrading units now, knowing that we're going to actually make an impact. It's exciting.
According to Chief Wallace, the next recruiting class for fire and EMT paramedics should begin at the start of 2026. Janae Wright, WMAR-2 News.
On Tuesday, the Baltimore Orioles introduced their brand new manager, Craig Albernaz. He says this job is a dream come true and vows 2026 will be a bounce-back year for the O's. For the first time, Albernaz will be a lead manager in Major League Baseball. His most recent stint came in Cleveland as the associate manager of the Guardians.
You don't think about being a big league manager, at least I didn't, but as you navigate your relationships, navigate certain teams, and you can kind of see that's something that you want to do and a goal you want to obtain. And to do it in such a historic franchise as the Baltimore Orioles, it really is a dream come true.
When searching for the 21st manager in franchise history, GM Mike Elias and owner David Rubenstein were told how lucky they'd be if they were able to get Albernaz as their guy. Now, General Manager Mike Elias says there will be alterations to the coaching staff, but said Tuesday was not the time to get into any of those specifics. We will keep a close eye to see who comes back and who will be brand new on the O's coaching staff moving forward. Reporting at Camden Yards, I'm Xavier Wary, WMAR-2 News.
I'm Maria Morales at the UMBC campus in Catonsville. There's an old saying that the race is not given to the swift, but it's given to people like Jackie King who have the endurance to finish it.
This Baltimore native who refuses to let blindness slow her down. Jackie King crossed the finish line at the New York City Marathon. Diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa in 2017, she can no longer recognize faces, see colors, or read text on paper. Yet she kept running, now with guides from the Achilles Running Club who give verbal clues.
I felt accomplished. I felt like, wow, I did that. And because my goal was never to set a time. My goal is to finish well. And I finished well.
In Catonsville, Maria Morales, WMAR-2 News.
Well, a new place to cuddle and play with cats while sipping tea is now open. I'm Megan Knight here in Ellicott City with a look at the Luna Cat Collective. Ooh.
This is Bubbles. She is the ultimate lab cat.
Hi, Miss Bubbles.
Hi, Miss Bubbles. Thank you for joining.
The Luna Cat Collective is home to nearly a dozen cats, all up for adoption through Small Miracles Rescue in Ellicott City. Customers reserve a time slot, grab a tea or coffee, and then get their fill of adoptable felines. The goal is to find the cats a home while also offering a place for humans to find peace and relaxation.
We definitely wanted it to feel like a second home for people and a safe space that they could escape to if they were having a difficult time. Just somewhere they can relax and that the cats would feel comfortable enough to come up to you and say hello.
And the cafe plans to do cat-centric events too, like kitty meditation and cat yoga. For more details, you can go to our website. I'm Megan Knight for WMAR-2 News.